So before I do my review on Bridgerton season 3, let's walk down memory lane. Let me walk down memory lane and talk about my thoughts on the previous seasons, okay? So starting with season 1, I was not planning on watching Bridgerton. I was like, Shonda Rhimes, I want to follow you over a cliff, but a period drama set in England. I'm just like, I don't see the diversity. But then people started talking about the Duke, the Duke, the Duke, the Duke. And I was like, okay, well, let me check this out. Ooh, the Duke. So let me say right now, season 1, the Duke carried season 1. Tell me if you disagree, but he carried season 1. He carried the relationship with Daphne. Daphne was all right as a character, as a person. She was all right. The Duke carried. And so after watching season 3, a little preview into my thoughts on season 3, let's talk about the couples wherein both carry and only one person carry. We now have two, right? With Daphne and the Duke carries the relationship. He is the interesting one. He is the engaging one. Daphne, she's all right. She doesn't offend the senses, but she's not like interesting on her own, I don't think. And then we have in season 2, we have Kate and Anthony. They both carry the relationship. They're both interesting. They both bring something to the table. They both stand on their own. Queen Charlotte and the King, George, both carry their relationship, both interesting, both engaging, both have something going on. Penelope and Colin, Penelope carries their relationship. And I'll get into that when I talk about season 3. So, season 1, getting to know the family. Season 1 was good. Like I said, the Duke made the season. And so after season 1, I was like, okay, this was really, really cute. Loved it. I don't know what's coming up for season 2, but I really don't see it for the Bridgertons. It was nice while it lasted. You know, the storyline with Miss Thompson, great. I won't be back. I feel satisfied. This was great. And then they announced the casting for season 2 with Kate, and I was like, well, damn. I might come back. And then the preview came out for this season. I was like, okay, I'm definitely coming back. But let me tell you, season 2, I did get bored. I got up to episode 5 with the wedding. She's fiddling with the bracelet. The bracelet falls. He takes it. You know, they have them. And it was fine. But like, I think I was watching it on a plane. I had downloaded, a few episodes, and then, once I got off the plane, I did not come back to watch what happened after the wedding was ruined. I just found the story, I like Kate, I like Anthony. I like the story of these two people who took on a lot of responsibility when they were young, and now they're set in their ways, they're rigid, they don't trust softness. They don't trust that the world will treat them softly, or that like they will have personal happiness, the same personal happiness that they're searching for their siblings. That's not in the cards for them. And I do like how long it took for them to fold and give in to each other, especially on Kate's part. But something about watching it in real time, it gave like, this is stretching on too long. Like, it kind of gave repetitive a little bit. There was just something off for me when I was watching it in real time. And so I got bored and I just put it to the side and legitimately did not come back to it until I was on the plane again, coming back this month. And I finished it because I'm like, well, season 3 is out. I need to finish this. I did end up enjoying the episodes post the wedding. I was cheesing when they finally got together and all that jazz. I don't have criticism of season 1, except for the whole like when Daphne just stole the Duke's essence to get herself pregnant. In other words, she essayed him. Season 2, I don't really have. I remember I was disappointed in the casting for Kate's mom's parents. I was disappointed in the casting. I wish we had gotten like two brown Indian people. So that was like my sole disappointment. Then we get on to Queen Charlotte, the best season of the series. I was emotionally involved. I was emotionally compromised. The treatments for King George had me just up in arms. I was like, you are irritating his nervous system. Like, you are torturing this man. Stop. Like, leave him alone. Like, this is not it. Y'all are so backwards and behind. Like, I was in shambles. And then we got to when he was about to go make the speech to Parliament, and he started shaking. I paused it. My stomach was in the tightest of knots. I paused it, stopped it, and left it alone for months until this past month And that was literally the season finale. I couldn't do it because you couldn't tell me he wasn't gonna get up in front of Parliament and just be outed and like the drama. I had no guarantees that this was gonna end like with a nice little bow. So I was like, I can't handle this. I'm going to stop and protect myself. And so I just put it to the side. One of the standout scenes in that season is between Lady Danbury and the king's mother. When she starts crying, Lady Danbury starts crying because it's just so much. She's been fighting so hard to get this status, this title for her son to secure her future. And here's this woman trying to push her into like being a tattletale on the queen and all that stuff. And she just starts crying. And the woman, the mom, she's just like, wait a minute. And she kicks the guys out, the staff out. She takes out her alcohol, pours it, and she's like, yo, her racist ass. She's like, no, you need to. I really enjoyed that moment of like, I mean, that lady's hostile. She's definitely racist. But I really enjoyed that moment of like, hey, we are women. Like, here's what I've been through. Our way of life is precarious in this society. Just that bonding moment of like, I understand you wanting more. But like, she saw her as human. You know, it took that for her to see her as human. And then she was like, I've been enjoying this. Like, speaking with another woman who is as ambitious as, I don't know, as she wishes she could have been or as she was, trying to secure her life through her son. That was such a strong scene between these women. And I also love that season because of the focus on the older women. Violet Bridgerton and her garden blooming, or her being ready for her garden to bloom. It's something that we don't get a lot, this focus on older women, their lives, their sex lives, their romantic lives. So the downside to this season, I'm just like the other girls because I remember seeing people talking about it. That shit with Lady Danbury and Lord Danbury. Why? First of all, the way Lord Danbury looks, I'm like, this is the one time that you didn't want to cast a light-skinned person, because I know y'all love to, you know, the mixing and matching. It's cute, you know, it's a signature, but you didn't want to like casted this dark-skinned man with this. I don't want to call his fro dry, but like there was a look. He looked disgusting. There was intention there. I understand the forced relations part. Like that's a true thing. Now, then, it's a true thing. I just don't understand why it was played for comedic value or why it was shown so many times. We get it. I suppose because if you don't play it for comedic value, then it has to be like a serious. It did not strike the right note for me. I was not amused. I hated it. I could not wait until it was over. So that was downside. But the love story between Queen Charlotte and King George was a thing of beauty. Watching that young woman navigate this new world, this new country, this new society, because she's dealing with like, you know, being erased despite her status, you know, still in those parts. I almost forgot the love story between Brimsley and Reynolds. Such a nice surprise in this season. There's a scene where Queen Charlotte asks Brimsley, did you ever marry? And it's just a sad moment because it's just a reminder, like there's a affection between them, definitely from Brimsley towards Queen Charlotte, but Queen Charlotte is still like, she's a royal, she's a very, very like the upperest of classes, and the fact that she doesn't know this about this man who has been by her side forever was sad. This is not a fuzzy thing where like they become friends and she knows about his love life. Like that was a reminder, but also sad on Brimsley's behalf. And then he says, you know, he answers her and says, no, like what person would ever want to be with me? We all serve the king. That was very sad. And then him dancing by himself. The best season. So check back in with me because we're going to talk about season 3, the first half, and Penelope and Colin and what they gave us.